During autumn of 2015, my mum took me with her to the shaman. Apparently she saw a dream and wanted to know what it meant. As Chinese people, some of us believed in these kind of stuff. The woman told Mum, "Soon something nice will happen with your family." Anyway, after all the nice stuff my mum heard, she paid her. When we were going to leave, the lady stared at me and smiled widely. That made my hair stand up. But my mum was so happy about the stuff the shaman told her, so she didn't say anything and just thanked her. But then the shaman gave me a beautiful stone that was dark blue. I wasn't gonna accept it until my mum asked her what it is. She told her that it gives good luck to those who keep it with them. Mum just took it out of her hand and gave it to me. We soon waved goodbye and left. After, we went to the fish market, and there I told my mum that the lady was creepy and that I did not feel comfortable around her. My mum stopped me and said, "Don't be ridiculous, she seems friendly and she's old. What can she do?" As we were buying fish, my mum looked at me and saw that I was scared. She put her hands on my shoulder and said, "Don't worry, next time I go I won't take you with me." At night, me, my big sister and Dad were waiting for Mum to bring the food to the table. We had dinner and Mum told Dad the good things that the shaman told her about the dream. My dad got angry at her and told her to never visit the shaman again. My dad was a pretty strict lawyer. Not like my mum, he did not believe in these kind of stuff and didn't trust people like that. When she told him that she took me with her, his face expression changed and told me and my sister to go up to our rooms. I assume they're going to have a big fight or something along the line. An hour later I was in bed doing my homework, when all of a sudden I heard tapping on my window. When I shifted the blinds, my heart dropped. The shaman lady that we visited was there staring at me with her hands and face covering my window. Next I heard my mum screaming from her bedroom. I ran over there and found my dad stabbed in the leg. And two buff-looking guys were holding my mum, who was unconscious. One of the guys opened the door and let the creepy lady in. I was shocked when both men said, "What should we do with the boy, Mum?" That's when I knew that they were the shaman's sons. I screamed at them, "Where's my big sis?" The creepy lady's face changed. "You have a sister." She looked at both men in anger and told them to go and look for her. Slowly walking towards me, she grabbed my cheeks and laughed. "The stone that I gave you was a tracking device, idiot." Again laughing and saying, "Ooh, lucky you," and once again laughed. Both men came back and told their mum that my sister's window was open, so she must have escaped. They quickly tied me up and took me and my parents to an orange van. All of a sudden we heard police sirens and 3 police cars surrounding the van. They let us go, putting both arms up. They got arrested and taken away. My sister was in one of the police cars. Apparently when she heard my mum scream, she silently peeked, seeing everything, and ran from her window to the police station. We were lucky that it was close to our house. My mum and dad were sent to hospital and my aunt and uncle stayed with us until they recovered. The lady and her boys got sentenced life in prison. My name is Lucy and this happened when I was 12. One day in North Carolina I was waving goodbye to my mum and dad, who went out grocery shopping. They asked me to come with them, but I said no because I wanted to stay and watch my favorite show, Adventure Time. 20 minutes passed as I was watching, when all of a sudden I heard a knock on the door. I felt a little paranoid and looked through the window. To my surprise, there was a giant box. It's weird because I heard the knock a moment ago and got up straight away. It's like the person that put the box was in a hurry or something. Anyway, I opened the door and pushed the mysterious box inside. Sitting on the couch, I called my parents, telling them about the box. My skin crawled when they replied that they did not order anything. My parents told me that they will be here in 10 minutes. I went back to the box and freaked out. It was open with nothing inside. What happened next nearly made me shit. I heard laughter coming from behind me. As soon as I turned, I saw a man. He had dark skin, wearing a beanie, and worst of all, holding a knife. He disgustingly said, "Nice package, huh?" Surprise. He continued laughing and licking the knife. I sprinted to my room and locked the door in his face. He started banging on the door with his knife, screaming like a maniac, saying, "Let me in, you little shit." I called 911 and started explaining everything to the operator. The creep made a hole in the door and managed to open it. I froze in place, dropping my phone. The guy slowly walked towards me and picked up the phone. What he did shocked me. He pretended to be my dad and told the operator that I was a naughty 10-year-old making fake calls and apologized. After he shut the call and threw my phone far away, moving towards me, he put his hand on my face and said something that paralyzed me. "You are a very beautiful young girl and I can't wait to take what's mine away from you." As he said that, he was licking his lips and drooling. Next we heard police sirens from my bedroom window. The guy looked out of the window. That's when I grabbed my metallic alarm clock from the top of my drawer and banged him on the head. He fell to the ground and I quickly ran out. When I opened the front door, there was 2 policemen and one had a gun. I told them he's on the ground in that bedroom. They dashed over there but did not find the guy and the window was fully open. I was terrified, but when my mum and dad came, I gave them the biggest hug ever and cried. The 2 policemen ran out to look for him whilst one stayed with us. I was surprised that the police came because the guy lied to the operator. The policeman explained that when he said 10-year-old, the operator remembered that I told her I was 12. So she sent them just in case I was in trouble. The 2 policemen came back and said that they could not find him. I was scared that he might come back to get me. 2 months later the police called and said that they caught the guy and that there is 2. That purely scared me. I thought to myself, the second guy must be the one that knocked on the door. That day we invited the operator lady that saved my life cause of her good memory, and ever since that day she and my mum have became close friends. One weekend, I was at home microwaving my food. I'm a rich man, so I live inside a mansion. Anyway, I sat down on the couch eating my lasagna. I turned on the TV watching the football game. That's when the channel changed. I was confused. Looking around me, I couldn't find the remote. The channel went back to the game. I started to get a chill. After I finished eating, I turned off the TV and went to the kitchen to get a drink. As I was opening the can of soda, I heard the TV. Now feeling very scared, I went to the living room. And the TV was in fact on. I left it on and laid on the couch, soon falling asleep. After 20 minutes, I woke up to the sound of something break in the kitchen. Grabbing my golden trophy and quietly walking to the kitchen. When I peeked out, I felt my heart drop. I saw a skinny pale guy only wearing underwear, but what he did scared me more. He was scraping his stomach with broken glass pieces from the plate. Next he looked up at me and smiled. Then he put his hand up, revealing something that scared me. He was holding the TV remote, which means he was messing with me the whole time. I ran to the front door and called my guard to call the police. We both went outside, locking the door until the police came. The crazy guy was now standing at the window, dipping his finger in his bloody stomach and writing on the window with his blood, "Why did you wake up? You sleep so soundly." That creeped me out so much. Soon the police arrived and took him to a mental hospital. I'm so glad I woke up when I did before that creep did anything to me.